Hello, and welcome to Reykjavík Grapevine's Newscast. My name is Valur Grettisson. I'm editor-in-chief at Reykjavík Grapevine. This tired dog here is Polly. I was throwing with her the ball. She's kind of done with it. Just a few words before. First of all, of course, remember our Grapevine's High Five Club. We still need more. What do you say? Like subscribers to the issue itself. It's like we call it just High Five Club subscription, I think. We have 60 actually. We need 300. So it's going fine. And thank you. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's really nice to feel the support. We are also, when it comes to the High Five Club, which is another kind of subscription, of course, we have over 630. We're getting close to the 1,000, which basically will hopefully save us, perhaps not save us, but I mean, there is an antidote on its way, so perhaps we don't need saving anymore, but who knows? Don't get encouraged though. Also, I want to show you Iceland Airwaves flags here. Can you see this? Although Iceland Airwaves is not going to be this year, in the traditional image, they're going to be online. So you can see they're actually advertising here, downtown, where we are right now. And, what? Yeah, also, news. Let's just go into it. All right. We're still at COVID, still in the midst of COVID, antidote or not, but we're very optimistic, especially our epidemiologist. He says this Pfizer antidote that they said had 90% effects on like making immunity. I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly, so just bear with me. But the thing is that of course, we're still in our worst wave yet. Our first wave, we lost 10 lives. Now we're up to 14. We had one more death yesterday. On Monday, we had 11 new cases of coronavirus. We don't have the numbers from yesterday because we're recording this a little bit earlier than usual. The clock is 11 o'clock. Perhaps, like you see, it's still bright. But of those 11 new cases yesterday, 5 or about 45% were in quarantine, which are not good news. And we know that people are all around spreading the virus. But this is a lower proportion than usually, and it's good news that it's 11. I mean, we haven't had it this low since I think in the beginning of September. So now we have, I think, 2 or 3 days in a row that we have like the cases are always going down. It's like when I was always, I always say this, like it's slowing down. And it's hard to predict, of course, because sometimes we are like impatient and you have like perhaps like a significant drop in numbers and then the day after is significantly up again. So it's a nasty business. But I love this. In Iceland, we have color system for our weather. It's not an old one. We did this it's just a few years old, basically, this system. But you know exactly like I do that the weather in Iceland is like, I mean, you never know what to expect. That's for sure. And for like today, I went out like this. But when I was walking to my job, then it started snowing, and then it suddenly stopped snowing, and it's like I don't know how it's gonna be when I go home back home, but I'm probably gonna be cold. But I did remember my gloves though, which is pretty good. And as you can see, it's not the most expensive ones. I always buy them just at the petrol stations because I always lose them, or my kids steal them, or my girlfriend. Anyways, back to the color system. We have this color system which is like a gray. It means it's a shitty weather. Yellow, it's a storm, and then we have red, which is like a goddamn storm. It's so bad that like if you go out and you're not prepared, you will basically die, or it's high probability that you will be in some danger. So it's the same with this. We have gray, yellow, and red, and the gray, of course, is like business as usual, although not perfect. The yellow is that means that we will have like the hospitals are struggling, and red, then the situation is obviously quite serious. So it is what it is, and I think it's I mean this color system for the weather is actually it's really good. It's very simple. You know exactly what it is. It's interesting though, like as for Icelanders perhaps, we're getting used to it. Yellow was quite strong and bad in the beginning, but now like a yellow storm is basically just a storm. It's not that we get those storms very often, but the red ones can be quite severe. So they're not like saying like it's a red storm just because it's like they have like very specific rules about it, and they're doing it very well. Our Met Office, because they are, of course, we almost trust them for our lives. When we're like, I want to drive to Akureyri, I need to check out the weather forecast. If I don't, I mean, it's a high possibility that I will be in trouble on my way. And this is also why like Icelanders and Icelandic government has been trying to educate tourists coming to Iceland how like important it is to be aware of the weather. And the weather here is like, although I mean right now it's incredible. I haven't seen snow now for like 6 or 7 months, which is like insane. It's really nice. We've got this beautiful fall here, and I kind of blame the global warming, although I have no idea why the weather is so good. It has often happened before, of course, but most often, wow, check out these flowers here. If anybody knows what this is, then please tell me. Perhaps those are roses and they're closing or something. Yeah, but weather, it's a real factor in Icelandic lives. So on to the fun things, at least funnier. Mom air is a new thing. Mom air, you heard right, it's like mother, mom. It's like our reporters noticed this, and they were like, what is this? And they wrote the article. They even got like a what do you call it? A statement from the company, like this has opened and we're gonna fly and so on. And they quickly realized that mom on the upside down is wow air. So they were like, okay, could this be some kind of artist trolling with us? And it appears that there is. Oddur Eysteinn Friðriksson, it's a name, just Oddur, it's like a point or an arrow. He's the mind behind Mom Air, and he sent a statement to Grapevine last morning, where he states Mom Air is not performance art of any sort. He also stated that there are obvious differences between Mom Air's logo and color scheme than the defunct airline WOW Air. And you remember perhaps Michelle Ballarin, this odd lady, often said to be like incredibly rich because of selling weapons. She, for some reason, bought WOW Air after it went bankrupt, and she owns the logo. And they are saying now that the usage of this logo by this artist that says he's not an artist or anything, he says that like it's very different, but it's not that different. You can immediately like you get the image up to your head basically. It's a funny thing, but Mom Air is obviously not going to fly. But I think it's a good concept and it's a funny one, and I mean I don't know what it is, a political art or whatever, but it's funny. And in the end, economy. Economy in Iceland is, as you perhaps know and have felt in your own home country, is basically not good. We have, of course, brutal unemployment numbers. it's not that much higher than it was last time I talked about this. It's around 8 or 9%, I think. Most of the people that are unemployed are immigrants in Iceland, which is really bad. We have a debate at the parliament. Well, we had actually that the left, they wanted to pay more money to people that are unemployed. In Iceland, we have a very high participation in the job market, and there are very few just playing that want to be out of job. And there is, to be honest, it's not a nice life to be out of job in Iceland. It can be very hard for the longest time. So, but if you have a job, then your life in Iceland can be quite nice. But what surprises me, and I mean, Iceland always surprises me in some ways, is that we actually we had a record year when selling properties. We haven't sold as many properties in 1 month like in July 2007. And if you, for those that know Iceland very well, July 2007 was like the most record money drunkenness in Iceland. And of course, Icelanders we are a rich nation. We have a lot of money, although, I mean, we have also a lot of equality. But what has happened now, and it's probably the reason that we are able to do this, okay? She's like a tank. She just really drags me on. The reason that Icelanders are able to do this is because the government, hey, it started snowing. The government has started to help first buyers in Iceland. It means that young people are buying more and more properties, and like the culture in Iceland is that you don't rent an apartment. If you rent an apartment, the idea is like it's a bad investment to do it. Also, the renting market is very high and it's very unfair in many ways for the renters. It's much better if you're renting the apartment. So Icelanders are like, and also the government and everyone is just the culture of things. So we are basically buying properties for some reason, and it's not. I think it's not only like the big companies just swooping up the market. It's not like that. Hopefully, it's more like just after like the financial when the bank collapsed, everything of course stopped, and we kind of like lost our beat in like just building enough houses for people to buy. And actually, I remember I talked to another carpenter, interviewed him, and he told me like, yeah, I mean, we're with a record building in Iceland, at least in Reykjavik, but it still needs more even. So it's like it's a market that is not yet like fully. It's like there are still potential, obviously, in this market. But I hope also that the recession will not be deep. It doesn't feel like we're getting any deeper right now. These news about the antidote is like incredibly encouraging. Icelanders have already started to prepare for getting the antidote. We are of course part of the EU through the EEA agreement, and so when the EU have gotten their deal with Pfizer, right? Pfizer. I don't know how to pronounce it. The company was in the news, of course. Then the EU is negotiating with them about this drug. Icelandic company is the one it's like have been assigned to basically distribute the drug. What do I call it? Drug, antidote. I'm not sure. Drug in Icelandic sounds really bad actually. We have like lyf, and then we have eiturlyf or fíkniefni. So it's like it's very different words when we're talking about drugs. But this is basically it for me. And Polly, of course. She's a little bit betrayed because I didn't throw the ball enough. Want me to throw more? Yes. Ah, yeah, there's a garden here. Okay, let's throw a little bit for her while I finish this. Could you? Yeah, someone asked, I saw in comment, like, what does it mean, like kottu? It's like, sounds like a pillow, which it actually does. But kottu is like, it's a children's language, when it's for like, come here. I should have said komdu, like with a M. But if you're like a 6-year-old kid, or you're talking to a 6-year-old kid, you say kottu, kottu, kottu. Anyways, this is it for us. Please remember our online shop, like and subscribe. You are really, I mean, you're really making actually a difference, both when you're buying on our shop, as well as when you're subscribing. It doesn't matter like if it's subscription for our issue, like magazine, or everything else. And we are incredibly thankful for this. This means that when we get back on our feet, we will be even stronger, and this will be even more diverse and more fun. It will not only be me, hopefully. But yeah, starting snowing. Let's see how that goes. And thank you and goodbye. Good day.